think so.
Right, okay, hello everyone. We are here bringing you live commentary from VDRL for the Silverstone round here on Tier Friday. It is raining for qualifying, and this is going to be an interesting session to deal with because obviously it's a singular qualifying session now, and it's pouring it down with rain.
It's yeah. I think it should be for wets at the moment.
Yeah, full wets definitely. It is bucketing it down with rain. I don't see any chance anyone comes out onto anything other than wet tyres. And if they're going to come out at all, because actually no, the clock just reset on my screen. The clock just reset on my screen. It was counting down from like 17:30, but I think it's now reset itself because I think there was a glitch and it said the lobby had started when it actually hadn't. So yeah, we've got people finally coming out onto the circuit. I think that's an Alpine. How do I pronounce that name? Penguin?
Yeah, it's like Pingu.
Okay, Pingu.
You know
okay,
Pingu?
I know Pingu. Yeah. People referenced him on my recent YouTube video because I said that every continent bar Africa has won an F1 race, and I forgot about Antarctica. So people, every continent bar Asia has won an F1 race, and people started saying in my comments how I forgot about Antarctica, and people said no, Pingu's going to win an F1 race in 2025. But yeah, it is wet conditions. Pingu is out on track at the moment. Let's see what times he's going to be setting, because as people are starting to filter out onto the track now. I've just recently picked this game back up because although I play 23 somewhat, I've come back into F1 gaming after doing a bit of NASCAR, and what I'll say is I don't like this handling model. I just don't like how pointy the car is. And I assume it'll be even worse in the wet because the pointiness of the car is exacerbated in the wet. You either get it perfect or you spin off. And I assume a lot of people are going to be spinning off in this qualifying session.
Yeah, I think so because in this game too, you have to use a lower rear wing than the usual, and in the wets will be very difficult to control the car at the turns. Especially if it's a dry race and people have chosen to go for a dry setup. If it is dry for the race and just suffer through qualifying, that'll be a problem. But if it's wet race as well, they might have even chosen to just go on for a full-on wet setup, which might have more rear wing. Obviously, it has more downforce in general, so you can actually get your foot on the throttle out of the corners. Because DRS isn't also a thing in the rain. Come across the line with Pingu here, starting his lap, clobbered over the curb through the final corner, and he's struggling to even go 6th gear through turn 1. Just about keeping that thing on the track. This is so scary to watch because he's balancing that car on the limit of grip, and he's just going over every now and again. This is as we expected. The rear is just moving around. It's very difficult to control.
It is very difficult to control. He's making it look difficult to control anyway. As we come through towards Brooklands, he is just about keeping the car on the track as there's a Red Bull that gets out of the way nicely. As he gets on the power, looks like he's struggling a lot out of the corners, especially. Can't get the car rotated. I think that's because he's on traction control, but he's also trying to oversteer. He's oversteering the car, but he's also on traction control, which is confusing the traction control, which is exacerbating his problems. As he burns some ERS out of Cops, now coming down towards Maggots and Beckett's. Just about keeping it on the road. That's actually probably his best section so far, even if he is missing a few apexes. Yellow flags in set to 1. I bet we'll see quite a few of those throughout the session.
No battery, oh.
Yeah, he's only got 9% battery. That's another thing that's in this game, where the battery, you just burn through the battery. To be fair, this is the one section of the circuit you probably don't need the battery because it's got the least straight lines. So you can get away with having a bit of a lack of VRS, really.
He passed lap and
4.45.
Oof,
Yeah.
I think it's low.
It's quite slow, yeah. We'll see what Damian does coming across the line.
Very
Already 5 seconds quicker. That's a very big gap. Then we've got the two Saubers coming up to the line. I think Finishing Hot is the only one of them that's on a lap, though. We'll see what he can do. He's been doing good the past few weeks, and that's P2, 4 seconds off the pace.
So can you put the tires, please?
And some people are on Inters, I will just point out. Some people, Finishing Hot was one of the drivers on Inters. Yeah. Baba Booey has gone second on a set of wets. I think wets are definitely the right tire to be on at the moment, but whether that's the case in a couple of minutes' time will remain to be seen. Kvizek coming through the first sector now, and Smithy coming up to the line goes to P3 on a set of wets. So Damian is currently untouched at the top of the standings. No one even within 1.7 seconds of him. He's akin to Nigel Mansell in 1992. Obviously, Nigel Mansell here in 1992 got the biggest percentage of a pole position margin to the second place driver when he qualified 1.9 seconds ahead of his teammate Riccardo Patrese, who was second.
A lot of information, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still coming to Maggots. No, yeah, Maggots and Beckett's. Yeah.
Yep. Just about keeping that car under control. Let's see if he can do as good as his teammate Finishing Hot, who's on a different set of tyres. I definitely don't think it's into conditions just yet, but there is a drier line forming. Yellow flags in sector 2. I think that's just because one of the Hasses is getting out of the way. Stiggy, can he live up to his Top Gear namesake and go very fast? As Liam Hambleton has gone up to P2. That's a 1 minute 40.9. The only one that's even gone anywhere near Damian's time. And Damian is back into the pits, resting on his laurels then as we come up to the line on board with Stiggy. Let's see what he can do. That is P6 for him.
Better than his
teammate. Yeah, he's quicker than his teammate by 5 tenths of a second. The gap between the top guys and the bottom guys is what's surprising me most, though. 4.7 seconds separates first all the way down to Penguin down in 10th. Smithy's gone to the top of the timesheets. Smithy goes on a 1 minute 39.433. That's thrown a spanner in the works. That time that was set by Damian has now been usurped. I wonder if we're going to get more potential changes. As Dutchy's coming up to the line, he's not going to be one for him because he's only on a 1 minute 43.7. And next across the line is one of the Astons. I think that's Pure Rude. It is. And he comes up to the line. He's pushing it. It's only 1 minute 49, so he must have had an off on that lap. There's no way he set that lap time in a legitimate way because he is a very quick driver. Anja Buva is currently in 7th place. That's probably the highest he's ever been in a session in VDRL. As he comes up to the line, stays in 7th. No improvement for him there. As Kvizek has spun, so the teammate of the current pole sitter is off the track at the moment. But yeah, wow. So Smithy up to the top of the timesheets, and he's still going strong. Invalid on this lap at the moment, but that's sent Damian out onto a second run, probably earlier than he might have wanted to.
Let's see the others, guys. Dines is about to start the lap, but finishing hurt, I don't know if he will start another.
So Finishing Hart's gone up to P4. That's quite an impressive time. Inters might be coming to him now. Yeah, they're going a lot faster than what they were before. And I think the Inters are probably the best tyre to be on right now. Because we'll see what Finishing Hart does on this lap. As he's got a McLaren in front of him, which is Dines, on the wet weather tyres. Hopefully for his sake, he won't get in his way. Obviously, they're both on laps, so it's not like Dines has to get out of the way. But we'll hope for Finishing Hart that they don't both get affected by his presence. He's 2 tenths or 3 tenths down on his previous lap time. And I think he might be saving up ERS because he's on 100%.
I think it's not in the lap.
Yeah, I think he's on a cool-down lap. And he's also got low fuel.
Oh,
Pure Rude goes to the top of the timesheets by half a second. That's a 1 minute 38.9. The first person in 1 minute 38. That's completely caught me by surprise.
Yeah, that's normal. He's the leader of the championship.
Is he the leader of a championship?
Yeah,
As Andrew Bruder goes up to P7. Let me just quickly go and get up the Martin. If you could put those standings in the commentators channel, that'd be fantastic. If you haven't already, let me just check.
Yeah, it's Puro, the leader, and finishing her the second.
Let me have a look in the commentators chat.
Oh,
Right,
someone
so
left the session.
someone's left the session. I didn't see that because I was looking down at my phone. But yeah, Pure Dude is currently leading the standings. 4 points back to finishing Hart, who's having the season of his life. After being pretty mediocre whenever I saw him last season, I always used to rib him for being instead of being finishing Hart, he should be called finishing last. And now all of a sudden he's improved to a level where he's in second in the standings. So good for him. Baba Booey is coming up towards the line in that Alpha Tauri / Visa Cash App Racing Bulls / whatever. Toro Rosso, Minardi. He stays P6, so I think he's not actually on a flyer just yet. I think more drivers are starting to switch onto the intermediates, so it seems the track is drying up.
Yeah, this game is the tracks gets dry very quickly with the wet. Only
Right.
get half of the session.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think it would. It definitely won't be slicks by the end of the session because although that's a very nice looking racing line, off the racing line it's curtains if you go anywhere near the standing water. Damian is currently on a lap, so let's see what he can do. He's a second up. This could be a provisional pole lap time for the Aston Martin driver. Let's see as he comes up to the start finish line.
Oh.
P1.
Oh, Smith in softs. He will try.
He selected them and then he's gone away from them. I assume he accidentally selected them. Liam Hamilton across the line too, sideways.
I think he lost the provisional pole. No, I don't know. In the last
Ooh, I don't think he'd have got pole if I was just for slide. I don't think he lost enough time. I think I'd maybe been a 2 or 3 tenth loss. I don't think it will be that much of a loss in the grand scheme of things. There's definitely time for him to be gained, but I don't think it's enough to say he would have got pole position on that time around.
Maybe P2.
Yeah, maybe P2. But yeah, this track is definitely drying up.
Oh, he did a Verstappen.
Who did?
Baba Boy, I think it's called. He killed the cone.
He killed a cone. Okay. Wait, has Max done that this weekend? Has he killed like a DRS board or a cone? So, who are we gonna go on board with now? Because there's no one really on it. Liam Hamilton, I don't think he's on a second lap, and I don't think Damian is either. They're both not on flying laps. So at the moment we've got no one who's actually on a flyer, but we do have one of the Saubers coming up to the start-finish line. It's a Stiggy who we can go on board with. Let's see how much. Yeah, it's so corners that were previously braking in 6th gear are now 7th gear corners. Yeah, coming in towards turn 3 though, he's struggling to actually get the car turned in. As most drivers have now emigrated onto those intermediate tyres. And some, I think, have decided to just stay in the pits until the last few minutes of the session and get the best tyres they can right at the end. Stiggy across the line. He's 9 tenths up on his previous time. That's a substantial margin. When his first sector hasn't even been that impressive. What'd you say?
Remus sector 1 faster.
Is he purple?
Yeah, purple.
Okay, right, let's go on board with Remus then. Can we get a shock pole position here? Because the track is definitely drying out. Remus, obviously, he's known for being kind of upper midfield, I'd say, is a fair way to describe Remus. He loses the back end. He's off onto the curb. Keeps it together, but he invalidates that lap time. If I was him, I'd just back off, get my ERS all sorted. There's no point trying to finish off a lap that you're not going to actually get to keep. Stiggy is 2.5 seconds up on his time. He's going to get into the 141s and into the top 7 at the moment. Yeah, it's definitely a lot drier than it was at the start of the session. No doubt about that in the slightest.
Yes, anyone can do pole now. If someone tries to do the lap and is fast at the final of the session, he maybe will get a pole.
Stiggy up to P6. Remus across the line invalidated, as we know. but he's now going for some DRS. I think there's going to be another car come across the line. Penguin. It's not Penguin. It was someone else. It was Merck, I think, going onto their lap. One of the Aston Martins is up to the line. It's Pure Dude starting a lap. Andrew Boover has spun. Penguin has gone up to P3 with an incredibly fast lap time and was purple in the last sector. Okay. Finishing hard, though, to the top. 37.3. Yep, 1.4 seconds clear at the top. So these times are going to be rapidly tumbling. Smithy is 2.5 seconds up at the end of the last sector. He's going to go to the 36s or even the 35s as we come up to the line. 35.7, 1.6 seconds on top of the 1.4 seconds that Finishing Hard put on the field. So, in a matter of seconds, the field has gone from a 1:38.7 being the fastest time to a 1:35. Sensational stuff here.
Who's the
Remus? Remus is next to cross the line, I think. Unless Stiggy is the next guy. Stiggy is 2 seconds up, but I doubt he will be able to improve to a fast position. Not for a long time anyway, because he's not really up at the top of the time. He's not really up at the top of the echelons of drivers. I think it could be a case here of last driver across the line gets the fastest lap here. If you're a midfield contender and you time this just right, you could get a surprise pole position here. Stiggy up to the line, P2. Next across the line will be the Williams of Remus. Remus across the line, he's going to potentially go on to the front row. No, he doesn't. I'm not sure if he was invalid there because he was at 37.8. Dutchy, I think, has just come across the line in P5. And that's Pure Dude up to P2 there. 3 seconds quicker. The McLaren next of Dennis. Across the line, P3, last to P3. Then Andrew Boover comes across the line, doesn't improve.
Oh, Damien lost it.
Damien has lost it, apparently. He's lost it in Sector 1, that looks like. It is Sector 1, it's turn 3. Hopefully, can he get back to how long have we got left in the session? I can't see because of that stupid yellow flag notification.
Yeah, I don't know neither. I think there has to be 1 minute or less.
Yeah, 1 minute left. He can just about get to the line, I think. He's going to have to push his socks off, though, to get it. Dinesh has left. He's not happy with his current session. I mean, he's actually P3, so he's going to the pits and then just retired. Or left the session, I assume. VDRL Thick is going on to a lap. He's currently last of everyone who's actually set a valid time. We just need to watch that clock if we can stop seeing these caution for yellow flags. 45 seconds remaining, so there's a gaggle of cars just coming through Maggots and Beckett's now. I think they're going to be the last few to actually get to finish their laps.
And Baba Boy lost it too. A lot of people losing it.
Yep.
It's
10 times here. Stiggy is waiting to try and get the best track conditions he can. Coming out of the Vale chicane, he comes and will come up towards the line and see what he can do as he starts his lap. Remus, I'm not sure if I think he's also waiting to actually push onto a lap. He could be one of the last people to cross the line. He will be one of the last people to cross the line. Pure Dude will be 2. The 2 Aston Martins will be 2 people to look out for in the last seconds of his session. Baba Boy comes up to P6 as he crosses the line. Next will be the Red Bulls, as that is checkered flag. So this is, you have to finish the lap you're on. Andrew Boover has gone up to... Liam Hamilton does the P1. That's 1 minute 34.9. Andrew Boover stays P11. Not a good showing from him there. Several seconds off of his teammate in wet conditions. One of the Ferraris coming through the last sector is Smithy. Can Smithy take the pole position back? He's got to gain 8 tenths. I don't think it's going to be enough. It isn't enough. It's not enough for him. 3/10 improvement. But it wasn't enough to use up. I think he may have got an invalid lap time because he did improve in time but didn't improve on the stats sheet. Thick has invalidated himself, so he will not be able to complete that lap. Next after that, I think will be it will be Finishing Hart. No, it won't be Finishing Hart, but it'll be Stiggy, my bad, not Finishing Hart. I got the wrong. Thick. Yeah, Thick is invalid though.
Oh, it's invalidated. So yeah,
Stiggy is currently down on his time. But if he can improve in this last sector, he could be in the top 5 along with his teammate. Currently 3 tenths. Actually, no, he's 4 tenths off his teammate. Can he improve to get into the top 5? It doesn't look good for him at the moment, but he's keeping the car on the straight and narrow, which is all you need to do in these conditions. When it's dry right at the end, comes up to the line. What is it going to be? Not an improvement for him. Williams of Remus Coming up to the line, 3.7 seconds improvement, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get anywhere near pole. P5 for him. The Aston Martin of Damian, knows Pure Rude coming across the line. Doesn't improve position. Next after that is Baba Boy, and I think, but he's coming to the pits. So that's it for qualifying then.
Yeah, very good qualifying. Good times, I think. I don't know, but it seems to be.
Liam Hamilton proving himself in the wet weather conditions, getting pole by 0.8 of a second. And then from second to fourth, it was a mere 0.1 between Smithy, Pure Rude and Finishing Heart. Then Remus, Dines, Stiggy, Bababoy, Kvizek, Damian down in P10 after the late mistakes and mishaps he had. He was on pole position provisionally for a large part of the session and only finishes P10 in the end. Dutchy in P11. Anjabuva, Penguin, and Thick after Thick only being down there because he didn't get to set a lap time. But that is a relatively shaken up order as we head in towards the race, which may also be wet. We never know. You never know with British weather. It's stereotypically about as predictable as a serial killer. But we come up towards the results. I've just gone through them, but we may as well go from them again. Liam Hamilton, the only driver in the 134s. Smithy in second for Scuderia Ferrari to continue what has been a very good season for him so far. Pure Dude continuing his currently P1 status. Then finishing hot, Remus, Dines, Stiggy, Bababoy, Kvizek, Damian, Dutchy, Anjabuva, Penguin, Thick rounds out the grid, 7.5 seconds off the pace.
Very slow, that guy's.
He was, but his fastest lap was set under wet tyres. Early on in the session, he didn't really get a chance to set a representative time. Is it dries? Yep, it's dry conditions, but it's still cloudy, so there could still be some adverse weather coming in during this race. So, yep, currently dry conditions, but it's still cloudy, and the track will be very green to start with, so people might be a bit more aggressive off the start than they otherwise would be. Oh, well, that was an interesting qualifying session. We'll see how the race fares. I just hope we get entertainment. That's all I hope for. Right, who's your pick for the race win? Actually, never mind. We've got 5 red lights coming ahead of the drivers, and it's go, 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 go! Who gets the best start? It's Smithy who's going to put into the lead at turn 1. Right down the inside. He goes on Liam Hamilton, but Liam Hamilton pulls it back on the outside. As we come down towards turn 3, Village, up the inside back goes Smithy, and we've got a virtual safety car already because of an accident at the back involving Dutchy. Dines and Thick coming together as well at the back, but Smithy leads us on this opening lap.
A bit dirty exit from my point of view. Thick got 10 seconds, so I think he was the main driver who has done the incident.
So you think he's the main culprit? I didn't get to see it because I was focusing on the battle at the front, which is going to resume now because we have Smithy leading us away for the green flag after the virtual safety car. He's pulled a half a second gap to Liam Hamilton. They're all on the soft tyres, and Liam Hamilton loses it through the cop's corner, just about keeps it on track. As I'm going to quickly check what tyres everyone's on. Everyone bar Stiggy is on the soft tyres. So they're just going to be rushing to try and get this first stint done. What a great first lap this has been so far. We're getting ready to possibly see an overtake for the lead. Liam Hamilton is following in the slipstream of Smithy. Could we get Mansell PK? Shades of them in 1987. I don't think so coming into Stowe. As Smithy gets a little bit of a snap through the Stowe corner, coming into the chicane, and he gets another snap through Vale. He is locking those rear tyres. He needs to put that front brake bias. He needs to put that brake bias more towards the front and just allow his car to slow down into the corners rather than making it too bad, as Penguin gets a 10 seconds penalty for speeding in the pits. So a lot of drivers 3 drivers to be exact, into the pits, into on the end of lap 1. Liam Hamilton looking to the inside, Pure to the outside, though. Championship leader is not pulling any punches in these opening early lap battles, and I think that might have compromised him on the exit, and it could allow Remus to potentially make a move as we come down towards Brooklands. Will we see a move for the lead? I don't think so. Liam Hamilton backing off in the end there as we come round through Brooklands and into Luffield. This is going to be a very intense race throughout if we have these 4 front drivers in a massive battle with each other for the entire race.
I hope this will be all the race, but maybe there will be rain at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I hope there's rain at the end as well, because that will add even more chaos. But yeah, Smithy does not look comfortable in that car. He looks like he's over pushing some of these corners. You can see him having little snaps, little micro corrections, just keeping that car in check. That car does not look like a stable platform. I have a feeling he's going to make a mistake or a spin at some point. But it's Liam Hamilton with the DRS round the outside into Stowe, gets the move done before the corner even comes around. That was a given as Smithy goes off track. That may have been a corner cutting warning as Remus goes for P3 on route Pure Rude as Dines is out. The debutant out of the session. I think he may have just retired on track. There's no, yeah, he's retired on track as Thick spins as he came up to him, got a bit too excited on the throttle, but now Pure Rude maintains 3rd place, but he's starting to fall back from the leading pair of Liam Hamilton and Smithy. We come up towards we're on turn 4 on lap 3 as I get my words muddled up. Coming up towards now Brooklands, the DRS open for Smithy. Could he potentially return the favour on Liam Hamilton like was done before? As Liam Hamilton only has 30% DRS, so he got into that lead and he's trying to pull away. But Smithy has 100% DRS. He has plenty of wiggle room there. He needs to burn some of it, in my opinion. He needs to burn because you don't want to be at 100%. You want to be at just 100, just after 100%. Are you having trouble connecting to the session, Rajik?
Yeah, I'm trying. I pressed cancel. So it's
okay.
the game.
Okay, it's the game. Oh, yellow flags instead to 3. I'm not sure what that is. I think that's the Haas of Thick. He is struggling. He needs to get back on circuit and hopefully not disturb the leading battle. But yeah, Smithy is now tucking in the back of Liam Hamilton. So it's a role reversal of the last lap, except he's going to the inside instead of the outside. Gets the move done again. And now Damian is making his way up for the field. The biggest gainer on the opening 3 laps. 5 positions in the opening 3 laps so far for Damian. He could easily join this battle for the win that's currently being contested between Liam Hamilton and Smithy. They're getting even close into Abbey. That's a flat-out corner that you don't want to be battling through. He might even try and move into Village just to try and throw off the Ferrari. He is doing so. Up the inside into the Village corner, turn 3, and try to go around the outside of the loop. This will allow Pure Rude & Co. to catch up as they get barged to the outside. Fair racing there from Smith. He keeps him to the outside still, and they go wheel to wheel down the hangar straight as we come in towards Brooklands corner now. P1 for Liam Hamilton. As now Pure Rude of the inside. Yellow flags in sector 1 again. I'm not sure what that is. I think that's one. I think Boover potentially who's had an off. But we come down towards the second sector. They are line astern. The top followers. Baba Booey has been disqualified. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. Maybe he was just parked in the middle of a circuit. Maybe he was actually the car. Maybe it wasn't Anja Boover. Maybe I was mistaken. But yeah, the top 6 are all in a line as Damian has been re-overtaken. I'm not sure. I think maybe finishing Harter's retook that position. But we could see a 3-wide battle coming into Stowe on lap 4 here as actually Pure Rude hasn't got the best of runs. But Smithy does going to the inside. P1 for him again. They are just returning this battle for the lead. It's like an accordion, and it's like they're just leapfrogging each other. Is more of an appropriate term, not an accordion. An accordion is more of a concertina effect. Yellow flags as one of the Ferraris has gone off. Kvizek spins out at Stowe. I'm not sure if there may have been contact between him and another driver, but he has now gone off the circuit. So while his teammate leads, he is in 9th and completely out of it. All right.
I think the Haas is struggling a lot. He's spinning everywhere, every turn, I think. Wait.
Yeah, Thick is not in the thick of it, you could say. He's in the thick of it in terms of spinning out. Liam Hamilton still searching for this lead, though. Pure Dude is just he catches up to the back of them while they're going through all these corners, and then on the exits of the corners going onto the straights, he has a really bad run, and that stops him from even trying to attempt to get the lead, which is the problem he's got at the moment. He's got a track position, but he doesn't have the overall gusto to actually be able to keep up with these two. He needs to actually. I know he's currently leading the standings, so there's no reason for him to try and risk going for P1 when he's got drivers who are clearly going for it in front of him. He's got the same amount of ERS that Liam Hamilton does, but Smithy's the one with the most out of this pack. So it could be a bit harder to overtake him towards the end of the race as Liam Hamilton decides to stay back, but he's got Pure Dude on his inside, just as I said, but Pure Dude needed some more gusto. He's now trying to make moves. Liam Hamilton to the outside, coming in towards the Vale chicane. He's going to try and give you the inside contact from the back, and that's Pure Dude spun! He spun it! The championship leader is round! Sensational stuff! What happened?
He shouldn't try to overtake the others. He had the P3 secured, and the championship will be still his. So I don't know why he tried to overtake there.
Yeah,
I think
the stewards
it's
are probably having a look at that one. Yeah, the stewards will be having a look at that one, and Remus has now fallen out of DRS to Smithy. That'll be music to his ears. And Remus now leads this little train of cars. If I was Remus, I would be not necessarily letting Liam Hamilton free, but I wouldn't fight him because Liam Hamilton can catch back up to Smithy and help these lot get back into the fight for the win. Because I think Remus isn't the fastest car in this pack. Liam Hamilton definitely is. Yellow flags instead of three as Fick has gone off again. He's doing what Bottas did in Turkey at 2020. Hopefully he won't get in the way of the leaders. He's ghosted anyway, even if he wanted to try to. So luckily for him, luckily for the leaders, that won't be the case. But Remus has caught up to Smithy in quite a way, but now he's lost all that. Now, Liam Hamilton may try and get this move done, and if I was him, if I was Remus, I wouldn't fight it, and he hasn't fought it. Coming up towards Stowe, Liam Hamilton takes second place, and he's now going to try and gun it and catch up to Smithy. He's now into DRS range, but can he keep there? That's the question, because he's hovering around that 9/10 second margin. That little snap out of Vale won't help him. More yellow flags as one of the Ferraris has gone off this time. It's Kvyat Kvyat is one of those, the only one that's not in the lead, fighting for it. And now Liam Hamilton is in DRS range as we come up towards turn 3. Good job from him there to get back in that window. As Pure Dude is starting to fall away from this pack now because of the lack of DRS. Yellow flags in sector 1 again. Not sure what's gone on there to cause that, but now we have Liam Hamilton back in the battle for the lead. So it's basically the same as what it was a couple of laps ago, except Pure Dude is no longer in the picture. Kvyat into the pits, he may have wing damage. That may be the reason why he has decided to box. But yep, Liam Hamilton currently in runners-up at the moment. He's got nowhere near the amount of ERS that Smithy does. But what he does have is a potential to make an overtake. And that could just throw off the Ferrari driver. He keeps catching up for these fast corners, Liam Hamilton. So he's got the confidence. But does he have the overall tenacity to not just get in the lead, but stay there? Because that's the problem you have when you have constant DRS zones at a circuit like Silverstone. It's easy to get into the lead. It's not easy to stay in the lead.
Damian has problems with the fuel.
He has a fuel problem. He's coming into the pits. That'll be because he's underfueled the car, hoping for a safety car. He's into the pits. I assume this is a strategic decision. He may be going onto the hards. This would be an unusual pit stop, unless he's got damage. This is a very early stop. And why you'd want to get out of the DRS train, I don't know. This is just a time loss.
Mediums.
He's going to mediums. He had wing damage. That's why he came in, though.
Yep. I don't know where he got the front wing damage.
Yep, same. I don't know either. Finishing hardest past Remus, though. And he needs to try and get back into that leading gap as Kvyat gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. It's just going from bad to worse for the Ferrari driver, whose teammate is managing to have none of the same problems. Finishing hard up to P3 then. This could easily benefit him in the standings. I'm not exactly sure how the point system works in this league, but let me just check. So it's 13 points for third, 14 points for second. Hold on, I don't get how this.
No. I think it's 16 for win. Wait. I have Martin. Can you send that, please? Yes,
16th away, 12th for second. Yeah. So currently, the gap. So finishing Hart is going to gain 4 points on the championship leader, and that's exactly what the gap is in the standings. Unless, hold on, let me just check. Is there any points for pole position or fastest lap or anything gimmicky like that?
Yeah, 3
Only the
points for
fastest.
Paul.
Oh, and 3 points for pole and
2 and 1.
pole. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be no. Because who was on pole? So who was it was Smithy second, and then who was third?
I don't know. Wait.
Hold on, let me do some maths. It was finishing Hartford, I think, because he's currently him that's thingy. It's currently it says that that's a position gain and stuff. No, actually no, it's Pure Rude who started third. So actually, Pure Rude will be 1 point ahead at the moment in the standings because of that third place qualifying results. But yeah, the battle for the leader started to die down, which is good for me because my voice was starting to go after having to commentate on those opening laps.
It's pure
Yeah.
P3.
Yeah, purely. So he'll have 1 point over finishing Hart. Smithy gets a 3-second time penalty. Track limits.
Maybe his race is there.
Yeah, so track limits going for him. Liam Hamilton has none of those issues. He's got 1 warning compared to the 3 that Smithy has. And Remus re-overtakes finishing Hart. The battle for third is still on, even if the battle for the leader sort of died down, because I assume these two are starting to not necessarily save tyres, but they are just trying to keep it all together and not have a Pure Rude moment. Because Pure Rude has just fallen back ever since that spin. He's fallen back about 3 seconds since that has happened, and now finishing Hart gets back past Remus as we come in towards the second sector now. Light yellow flags in sector 2. One of the Ferraris, that's Kvizek again.
It's not normal. The spinning Ferrari and then the spinning Haas. They are very loosey on mainly. Wait, in turn 8 and then in Beckett.
Yep. Yeah, turn 8, Luffield, I assume, is what you're on about, the tyre right hander. Liam Hamilton is gaining on Smithy, I'd just like to point out. He's just gained about half a second in that one sector. I don't know what's exactly happening to Smithy, but there is a massive gain going on there between those two. No DRS just yet. But that is an interesting proposition because now Liam Hamilton is starting to gain, and that's another off for Kvizek.
Another
one. He's like DJ Khaled. Another one. As now Remus and finishing hard to fighting as Smithy's into the pits. Smithy decides to come into the pits, and so does Remus.
I think they will put it hard. It's the smartest, but if they want to struggle, mediums. That they want.
I mean, soft medium has always been the strategy on F1 games around Silverstone. So I'd go for me as Kvizek is out. Kvizek has retired in the pits. He's decided to retire in the pits. Probably a sensible decision. He wasn't really anywhere. Let me just check what tyres those two have gone on to. It was mediums, both of them. I knew they were going to both go on to mediums. Hards are useless around here unless you're going to try a long strategy. Either stopping really early or stopping really late. They're useless otherwise.
No, it's very quiet, the fight.
I will be looking at the gap between Smithy and Liam Hamilton now. Because at the moment it's 23.8 seconds as he weaves to get those tyres up to temperature.
How much time do you lose on the pits in Silverstone?
I'm not actually sure, but what I'll check is if that gap falls between Smithy and Liam Hamilton, he'll come out in front. As Baba Booey has left the session.
About he
got disqualified, so that's not particularly bad for... it's not really an end for him. If I was Liam Hamilton, I'd be coming in this lap just to cover off the strategy from Smithy, because he is gaining. He's very confident. He's literally gained about half a second this lap, and that's on cold tyres. He just lost a bit, though, to be fair. That was Liam Hamilton now becoming in, but he's decided to stay out. He's decided to stay out instead. Just go one more lap. I assume it might be trying to get a tyre advantage towards the end of a race, which he could be playing a long game, but then again, it will probably be a DRS battle towards the end of a race, so I'm not exactly sure what the thought process is behind that strategy. Unless he's trying to pull out for a safety car of some sort. It's an unusual strategy, because now Smithy is starting to gain hand over fist. He's gained pretty much a 10th per corner, and he's got Dutchy in front of him, who will give him DRS, which will probably be even closer. This has been, I think that's a strategy mistake from Liam Hamilton, to not just cover off the strategy from Smithy to undercut.
I think Liam will pit very late. Then the new tires will be perfect.
Yep. Dutchy gets passed by Smithy. Doesn't really put up a fight at all. Goes on DRS. He'll have a bit more straight line speed. And now, yeah, he's gained about 1.2 seconds since as Anjabuva has spun. But luckily, gets back running again.
He won't have any problems with his positions.
No, because he was already right at the back anyway. Currently scoring in 10th place, though, so he will get a point. That could be Anjabuva's first points finishing the season. Liam is pitting. Is he pitting? Yep. He is pitting. He is coming into the pit lane. And finishing hard. So, I mean, pure rude. If he doesn't come in himself, we'll assume the race lead. He does assume the race lead. So, yeah, let me just check. Anjabuva currently... Oh, he scored 3 points in Imola. Oh, I didn't realise that.
Oh, finishing hard over... Oh, no. I thought the finishing hard overtook Liam in the pits.
No, it won't be. It would just been... He would have, like, because his pit lane his pit box is further ahead, so he'd have momentarily...
Yeah.
But yeah, on to the mediums goes Liam Hamilton. There'll be 2 laps fresher. And he has lost a lot of time. He's lost about 3 seconds to Smithy. But that's about the same gap that Smithy has in terms of time penalties. And those tyres will be better towards the end of that race for Liam Hamilton.
It will be very important.
That will be very important. So we've still got Pure Dude and Stiggy who haven't pitted, who are right at the front, and also Penguin who hasn't pitted recently. Yeah, there's a couple of other runners who have decided to stay out a bit longer, but overall, anyone who's in contention really has pitted. It's a shame what happened to Pure Dude, because he could have been in this battle with this strategy. But he's going for an ultra-long strategy. I assume he was just waiting for a safety car. But he hasn't got one. As Remus gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits, right behind Liam Hamilton.
Yeah, he's very close.
Yeah, so he's got 3-second time penalty, and he's now in the DRS. Pulling to the inside, he doesn't look like a threat, unless he's not going to go for the move there. And try to properly send the move. As Purely just stayed out another lap, so I think he is genuinely just waiting for a safety car now. Yellow flags and set to 3 because of Smithy going off. Smithy is spun coming through the Vale chicane. I didn't catch that on camera. I didn't. I'm not sure if Martin did. But that was a spin for Smithy, and that could throw this wide open. It has thrown it wide open because now. Yep. It wasn't a big spin because now he's only 4 seconds off. But actually, no, yeah, because he's now got the penalty, so it was a big spin. He's lost a lot of time to Liam Hamilton, and that will ruin his tyres for the rest of his stint. This is going to be a massive problem for him because obviously now on this game, there's obviously a massive aggressive tyre wear. So that him skidding across the surface of a circuit with those tyres will affect his tyre performance.
Now let's see how the tire will be I don't know how to say it. Going down through the laps.
Yeah,
now,
through the rest of the race.
The overheating. Oh, another spin. The overheating will be the worst thing in this game. With this new tire management is very bad. The overheating and the spins even worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. So Smith is now in the slipstream of Finishing Heart, who he's going to overtake quite easily coming up to Stowe, I think. No, Finishing Heart decides to battle him, but then loses out throughout the corner because Smithy is just faster at the end of the day. I think Finishing Heart knows that. Pure and Stiggy have stayed out, which has surprised me. Smithy sets fastest lap, so he's on a charge. Yellow flags in set to 3 as the Haas of Thick has decided to slow down for some back markers, I think, or for some leaders, I think.
Yeah, he got out of the way.
Yeah. As now Finishing Hard is still trying to keep Smithy honest. Slipstream in effect. And pushing him to the inside, but Finishing Hard does not care. He's fighting for this position. Regardless of whether Smithy likes it or not, as Liam Hambleton overtakes Remus. Oh, he's trying to fight Remus around the outside of Luffield, and he's got the move done. So both leading drivers, both Liam Hambleton and Smithy, struggling to get past other drivers. And yeah, so interesting up and down the field then. I'm not sure if Pure Dude and Stiggy are finally going to pit this lap. Because Pure Dude has done more laps on the softs than he will have done on the mediums towards the end of his race. Isn't it? Anjabuva's spun off. Another change of positions is now Liam Hambleton and Remus at it again, and Smithy and Finishing Hard at it again. More overtakes between those quartet of drivers. Yeah, Pure Dude and Stiggy have decided to keep on staying out. I'm not sure what they're trying, but it's not going to work. They're going to filter out in like 7th place. 7th or 8th place is where they're going to filter. But yeah. Yeah. Smithy needs to catch up to Liam Hambleton, but it's not going to happen while Remus stays in the DRS. That's going to be really annoying for him, because now Finishing Hard is still going to keep trying to go for him, and he doesn't want him to. Because he just wants to catch up and motor on forwards. But he can't do that while Remus is being a menace to society, and he loses the back end off Luffield, and that's another yellow flag for another thick moment. His car looks like it's been in the WRC rally. As we come towards this part of the race, lap 16 now. And now even more DRS for Remus on Liam, and even more DRS for Finishing Hard on Smithy, and he's going to make the move again. Smithy is not going to be happy with this constant battling, because now Smithy goes round the outside, yellow flags in set 2. Thick has another spin. Pure Dude has continued to stay out.
Oh, he left.
Thick is retired now.
Yeah, but he retired in track.
No,
No, he spun.
Oh, is he spun?
Yeah, but no safety.
No safety car, good. But yeah, Finishing Hard now caught right up to the back. So Remus caught right up to the back of Liam. And now Finishing Hard trying to catch up to the both of them. But it's not going to happen just yet. Smithy has the DRS. He's going to pull to the inside. Is he going to send the move? No, he decides to back out of it. And now, yeah, it's just there's not been. What do you say?
And Yabuba speeding. I think he will retire.
No, he's not, he won't retire because he's in the points positions. There's no reason for him to retire when he's in the points.
Oh, he will try the fastest lap.
I think he was on the hards anyway, so going soft now is actually a sensible strategy from him. I do actually like that. Finishing Hards is catching up to the Remus in front, but now they're both Liam and Remus are catching up to Stiggy. Stiggy, who hasn't pitted yet, is going to hold up this set of drivers, and this could help his teammate Finishing Hards. Liam Hambleton goes through on the inside, and so does Remus, so it doesn't actually affect them too badly. But he could easily bring his teammate back into play. Smithy's as fastest lap. He's absolutely gunning it. Smithy is. Smithy's now in DRS. Smithy's now in DRS of Stiggy. So he can now keep up with Liam Hambleton. And this battle could be back on for the potential win here.
I think Smithy is showing us a great pace, but I think Liam will win.
Yep. So Remus is going to the inside of Liam Hamilton. Remember, Remus still on a penalty, but he's still fighting for this race win if Liam also gets one. Stiggy holding up the likes of Smithy and his own teammate, which he won't like. I think Finishing Heart may have a word with his teammate about that. But now, coming up towards here, now finally Stiggy is out. He's still keeping alongside his teammate. He didn't even let his teammate through. So, no, but lots of hard feelings between the teammates then. Smithy's just outside of a DRS window. So Smithy won't get DRS this time round, coming on towards this long back straight. Liam Hamilton will, though, and he's going to try and re-overtake Remus. And he potentially might try and overtake Pure Rude coming in towards Stowe. This could be close. Oh, no move there. Oh, it might be now because Remus is trying to go to the outside, but now free wide going into Vale. And now who's going to come out on top? Liam Hamilton gets overtaken by Remus, and now Remus assumes the lead. Pure Rude into third, Stiggy into the pits. Finally, Pure Rude, I think, is just trying to battle with the leaders. He knows that he wasn't going to get a good result. Anyway, is now Liam Hamilton back out there, and this is going to cause a bottleneck. Smithy up the inside of Pure Rude. He's going to try and send a move. Pure Rude squeezes him right to the inside. And he's going to try and squeeze him again. And Pure Rude's he's got into Liam. Pure Rude locks up into Liam. Contact between the pair. And that will be controversial.
Yeah.
Two championship protagonists. Two championship protagonists caught up in an incident. Actually, maybe not. I don't think Liam is a championship protagonist, to be honest, because he's not on the standings at the moment. But Pure Rude getting caught up in another incident today.
I think he will. I think he will get 5 seconds, or maybe more. I don't know.
I mean, it won't mean much to him because he's already pretty much out of it with his set of tyres he's on because he still hasn't pitted yet. He's the only driver in the field who still hasn't pitted.
No. Sticky speed. Yeah, Sticky pit.
Yeah. So now he's currently the last man standing. As now, I'm going to go on the race director quickly and just see how many warnings Finishing Heart has. 2 warnings for track limits of Finishing Heart. That could get interesting. So, yep. Liam Hamilton back up to P4 as Pure Rude finally boxes.
Yeah, he had the soft as shit. That softs were as slow as a snail.
Yeah, it was. Smithy around the outside. Then he's going to try and overtake Finishing Heart. These are 2 drivers who are fighting. Oh, Finishing Heart loses the back end. And he's just about kept it on the road. Can he rejoin safely? He does, but he will be out of DRS. He will still get DRS, but he will be out of it the next time round unless he can get back in. Pure Rude into the pits, or coming out of the pits. Now it's Smithy and Remus fighting for the lead.
I think Smithy gave a kiss.
What do you say?
Smithy gave Finishing Heart a kiss. Maybe that's why he's fun. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't see that, but that could be controversial. Yeah, Smithy is currently nowhere in the standings, if I'm being frankly honest. He's currently 10th on 6 points compared to the leaders on 39. And in a system like this, it's very hard to gain them because it's very hard to gain points because there's only 16 for a win. It's smaller than the current real life points format. As Smithy trying to overtake Remus round the outside. This is for position because they both got penalties. Smithy takes the lead. Remus pushes him right out though, and he's going to try and keep it round the outside. Hal gets a time penalty. So now it's Liam Hamilton who is potentially going to take the win, even though he's currently not in the podium positions. As Remus gets a swapper on coming off of Club, and now round the outside, Smithy retakes the lead. If I was Liam Hamilton, I just wait. I just let these 3 fight it out between each other because you've not got a penalty. You can just sit and wait and watch these lot squabble.
No,
and probably have an accident. Because look, they're all. Yeah. Oh, Remus round. Here's the curb, and he spun it. I'm not sure if there was contact between him and Smithy, but that's another contact for the lead. This is going to be one of the most controversial races in terms of potential penalties that I've seen in this league. We have 6 laps to go in this race. And yeah, this is as that's a leader, that's one of the back markers. It's the Red Bull of Andrew Boover getting a. But yeah, Finishing Heart is now in P2. He's going to have a net championship gain at the moment because he's in second while all the people around him are not scoring well. I think the only person around him in the standings, Damian, who's P5, is going to score. Who's P4. He's going to score well, and Remus in P4, Remus in P5. So Finishing Heart could potentially go for the lead still. Up the inside of Smithy, he's still fighting for this. He needs to fight for this position with Smithy if he wants to get at least something from this. Stays to the outside. Smithy's not going to have the best exit as Pure Rude gets a 3-second time penalty. Liam Hambleton is he's probably going to win this race though. Let's be honest, because he's got no penalties. I'm not sure how many warnings he has. Let me just check. He has one at the moment, I think. Yep, one warning at the moment. There's a very unlikely he's going to get two in the last 5 laps. As Smithy and Finishing Heart going at it again, and Liam Hambleton is trying to get involved. This could be risky for him though. DRS enabled for both him and Finishing Heart. Finishing Heart pulls to the inside and takes the lead again, coming in towards Brooklands, and Liam Hambleton on the inside of Smithy. Squeezes him to the inside. They're so close. That could have been dangerous if they'd have made contact, but they didn't make contact. That was so close between the pair, and I think Liam Hamilton's finally trying to go past on Smithy. I think he's finally had enough of being behind the Ferrari driver. On the inside into Cops. On the inside into Cops. Can he keep the car there? Just about, but it's not going to be enough coming into Maggots and Beckett's. This is allowing his teammate Andrew Boover to keep with the leading pack. But he's still going to have DRS. Finishing Heart is going to be a sitting duck at the end of this straight. But will he be overtaken? I think he might do, because Smithy has a massive DRS advantage. Actually, he doesn't. He eventually stays just behind the Sauber car of Finishing Heart, who is having the race of his. He's having a really good race, actually. He's like, while everyone else has been busy crashing into each other, he's been crashed into, and he's kind of just kept himself to himself, and that's kind of helped him in this race. We come down towards the last 4 laps here in Silverstone. Will Smithy send a move to the inside? Nope, to the outside of Village. He's going to get the under and over. No, he's not, because Liam Hamilton has ruined his chances there. Got up the inside, ruined his plans, and I think Liam Hamilton might be trying to go for a move on Finishing Heart through the exit here. He doesn't need to get the win on track, but he looks like he's trying to anyway. Smithy, though, has got a good run off of Aintree, and down the inside into Brooklyn. He's going to box him for a Red Bull in. Clever move there. Boxes him in, stops him from overtaking the Sauber, and now around the outside, he's going to potentially get this move done. He's going to try and get the under and over, contact between the two, but no positions gained there from Smithy. Liam Hamilton's still in second place. This is the position he probably wants to be in, because now he can take the lead, but it will leave him susceptible to potential moves down in the future if he makes a move and potentially goes for this lead. It's really risky stuff. High risk maneuvers here in Silverstone. Now coming in towards Stowe. He does go to the outside. Another move, another position gained for Liam Hambleton. Smithy is still in it as well. And now Finishing Heart logs up into the Vale chicane as Pure Rude makes it up into 7th place. That was a crumb of comfort for him. He's not going to really. I don't think he's going to gain any more positions for the rest of this race unless Stiggy has a really bad performance in the last closing laps. But Liam Hambleton is in the lead. He qualified on pole with an impressive qualifying lap in the wet weather conditions, and now it's back to life and back to reality for the Red Bull driver. He's just got enough speed to keep him going here, and now Smithy may try and move, but no, Finishing Heart at the inside, and he boxes Smithy in. Finishing Heart to the inside, which will turn to the outside, which Smithy may go for. The inside he does through Luffield. He's going to try and stay side by side with Finishing Heart off the exit. He does stay side by side, and he could potentially get the move done into Cops. This is music to Liam Hambleton's ears, because he does not want to see these. He wants to see these two fighting and losing time to each other.
Oh, they are side by side.
They are side by side coming into Vangus and Beck, because I was checking they weren't going to make any contact. This is so close. Such close racing. Liam Hambleton has pulled a little gap, but that will be gone by the end of this straight because of the DRS power. And now Smithy trying to thread the needle through the both of them around the outside, but Liam Hambleton keeps it. Smithy to the outside of Finishing Heart. They stay in the positions they were at the start of the lap. after all of that. Finishing hard locks up. That could be it though for him. And then Smithy to the outside, round the outside for the Ferrari driver. And now that's going to allow Liam Hamilton to pull a little gap there. 7/10 he's got a gap now, but that will close back down as we head on to the penultimate lap of this race here in Silverstone. More battling along with everyone else as now we come towards the last couple of corners in this race. We've got literally 1.5 laps. And we know who's going to be the victor on track. Sorry, in the end results, but who will be the victor on track? Because Liam Hamilton has 1 track limits warning. He's been clean this entire race. So realistically, unless he spins off, he has won this race. But who will come second is the main point. And will he actually win it on circuit? Because there's a good chance that Smithy, who has been aggressive this entire race, will also try and go for the lead just because he wants to. He seems to have that aura about him where he just goes for moves just because he can. And we come in towards Maggotts and Beckett's for the second to last time. Onto the back straight for the second to last time. He's going to have DRS. Not for the second to last, for the third to last time. Actually, no. Yeah, it is the third to last time because there's only 2 DRS zones at this circuit. Smithy now. Sat right behind. Oh, gets a bit loose. Through the middle of the corner, but off the exit. Keeps with him. That's all he needs to do. Keep with him. Coming on to the last lap of the race. Here in Silverstone. Liam Hamilton. He started on pole. He's had a very confident run through this race. He's not been in first for the entire race, but he has been up there and in the top 3 or top 4. Some competitors have fallen by the wayside completely as Finishing Hard tries to look to the inside. Oh, Smithy gets another 3 seconds. So that's a battle for second over because Finishing Hard's got Smithy's got another 3-second time penalty. While other competitors have fallen by the wayside, the likes of Remus, the likes of Pure Dude, who were at one point in the battle for the win, but just fell by the wayside. They couldn't keep with this leading trio. Regardless of the fact that one of them is going to finish on no penalties, one of them is going to finish on 3 seconds worth of penalties, and the other is going to finish on 6 seconds worth of penalties. Ooh. They're still going for it, for the inside. Maggotts and Beckett's. Oh. Liam's been spun. Liam has been spun. That will hand Finishing Hard the win here. I knew something like that was going to happen. Smithy is very aggressive, and he was always going to try something like that. Now Finishing Hard to the inside. Finishing Hard to the inside. Goes to move on Smithy. He's going to win. I think he's going to win this on track. And in the post-race results, a last lap collision is going to decide this race. And Finishing Hard, after everything, after being taken out, is going to win here in Silverstone. Smithy takes second in the end, but he gets dropped down to P2. Sorry, dropped down to P3 at the end. There's going to be some tension in the post-race interviews. I can tell you that for certain. Liam Hamilton finishes in second place. Smithy takes P3. Remus, who was in that lead battle for so long, is in P4. Damian takes P5. Stiggy will take P6. He was out of it for the entire time. Pure Dude was in the potential battle for the win. Comes home P7. Penguin P8. And the 9th place finish goes to Dutchy. 10th goes to Anjabuva, who was lapped. But wow, that is going to be a very tense post-race interview. I want to get the opinions of Liam and the Ferrari driver of Smithy after that last lap collision. But it's Finishing Hard, who finishes top of the pile. He is going to pull a gap at the top of the standings. He's going to assume the lead of the championship, despite having not won a race this season yet. Despite not won a race this season yet. He's just won his first race of the season. That's what I meant to say. 3 podium finishes from 3 rounds for him. So we'll go through all the post-race celebrations on the game, and then we'll go into the post-race interviews to go into what will possibly be the most tense post-race interview chamber of the season. So Finishing Hard ends up top of the pile here in Silverstone, followed by Liam Hamilton and Smithy, who also set fastest lap, which will give him an extra point Remus takes P4, followed by Damian in P5, Stiggy in P6, Rude, who started so well, finishes P7 and drops to second in the standings. Dutchy in P8, Penguin in P9, and Jabuva takes P10. And the DNF finishers, or the did not finishers, were VDRL Thick, Kvizek, Dines, who was making his debut, and Baba Bui, who got disqualified early on in the race for a reason that I don't actually know. So we will move into the post-race interviews in a second, and this will be the most. Hold on, let me. Right. So we will, I think, move into the interviews now if we have Smithy on the phone.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello. So the first question I'm going to ask, I'm going to get straight into the main talking point of the race.
Okay.
What was your perspective from that last lap collision with the Red Bull?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it again, like on the stream and stuff. But to me, I may have left minimal space, but I thought it was enough. But that's racing, you know. He got the position back at the end, to be fair, but obviously robbed him with a P1 a bit. But yeah, I'll have to look again because I don't know at the moment.
Second question: How were you in terms of actually getting P3 in the end? Do you think that had you not had your track limits penalties, you would have won this race?
Yeah, I mean the track limits penalty, and I don't know if you saw, but I spun at one of the last corners just after my pit stop. So yeah, without them two, I probably would have won the race. But that's on me. It's not anyone else my fault. So something I've got to do better in.
Yep. Obviously, you're low-ish in the standings at the moment. Do you think this result could potentially lead to you launching a title campaign, or do you think that that won't be the case?
I don't know about a title campaign, but I'm hoping to do pretty decent. So yeah, it should be a fun little race every week.
And one last question. I can see on the standings you're a reserve driver. Do you think this may be your path into a full-time seat?
I mean, maybe. It depends how often I can get here on a Friday, but yeah, we'll see.
Okay, I think that's all the questions we have for the third place driver, Smithy. Let's move on to Liam Hambleton, who took second place. I'm going to get straight into the same point that I got to with Smithy. What was your perspective of that last lap incident?
To be honest with you, I don't really understand what he's going for with a 3-second penalty. I don't know why we need to go wheel to wheel. I was going to win the race anyway, but it is what it is. Can't change it now. It was a good race all throughout. We went wheel to wheel a few times and it was good. Just unlucky at the end.
Yep, and obviously you would have won that race without the because you were the only one of that top three trio who had no time penalties. Do you think you'd have won the race anyway, even if there was no time penalties in force? Do you think you'd have the confidence to be able to do so?
I mean, everyone was quick today, but I backed myself. Yeah, obviously with events that happened, it was unlucky, but there's a few incidents. I got spun out twice in that race.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be the stewards are going to have a lot of work to do, and obviously you're not even in the standings, so I assume this is your first race of the season. Obviously, I think the title campaign would be a bit optimistic, but do you think you can at least prove yourself and maybe get signed up to another team next season?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, but perfect. So I think that ends our questions for you. We're going to now move to our race winner at the end of the day, finishing Hart. That was a fantastic race from you throughout. You got caught up in a few incidents, but you just managed to get your way back up to the front. Unlike people like Pure Dude and Remus, who also got involved in incidents and fell back, you stayed at the front. What was the reason for that, do you think?
I don't know. I just tried to keep it clean, give everybody enough space. So and maybe it was just also a bit of luck that I had.
Okay, so and also now with that result, you now move into P1 in the driver's standings. You now move ahead of Pure by quite a considerable margin, I think, because you got first and he got seventh in the end, and you also, I think, did decently well in qualifying. So, obviously, the main thing about your season so far has been consistency. You've got this win, you've got 2 second places, and you've got another result outside the podium. Do you think that consistency will be the key to your season, or do you think you can start to, now you've got your first win, now you've broken your duck? Do you think you'll start to win more races?
I don't know. I definitely think I should just keep going the way I am going. Just keep it consistent, keep it clean, and yeah, hopefully I'll keep winning races.
And this is a question from a personal level. Every time I saw you last season, you weren't performing at a level that was second or first in the standings. What's happened since then? Have you gotten better, or what's happened to make this change happen?
I mean, I definitely think that the racing from last season, the level was quite a bit higher. At least there were a lot of good racers in there. But also, I don't know, I had a difficult season. Didn't get enough practice in, and yeah, this season I'm trying to stay on it, you know.
Yeah, and the last question, it's going to be a yes or no answer, so I'll keep it simple. Do you think you're going to win the title this year or this season?
Yes.
Okay, he's confident. I think that then concludes the post-race interviews, unless anyone wants to add anything else. If they want to say anything about a certain incident, if they want to have an argument with each other, that would be great for views. But nonetheless, if you don't want to do that, then I think that may end today's stream for the VDRL Silverstone race. It's been a pleasure commentating for you today and doing the post-race interviews. My commentary partner Rajic also did an incredible job. So without further ado, I think that will end the stream. I'm Nedzo, and I'll see you all later. Bye!